Welcome to 360 Talks podcast. Today we have Ms. Ruksad Syed, a passionate language educator and the host of Time to Shine podcast. Today we are going to discuss about women wellness and career challenges. It's all about finding balance, staying strong and shining through it all. Let's dive into a real conversation about stress, balance and courage to keep shining no matter what life throws you way. So, welcome to the podcast show.
Thank you so much, Renas, for having me today. And it's glad to connect with you today.
Okay, great. So, let's dive into the conversation. So, as a wellness conversation, we are going to start. So, how you are doing your life balance with your career, your business, and with the family, and how you are maintaining it.
So, Shahnas, first of all, wellness. The term wellness for me is balance, a harmony between mind, body, and soul. And it does not mean to be physically fit or only eating a healthy diet.
Mm.
On the other hand, wellness means to be mentally, emotionally strong. How we deal with the challenges of our daily life and how we are content, how we are satisfied with the work we are doing. And as a women, we face major challenges at workplace and at home as well. First of all, balancing both. So it is a major challenge. And in today's era, I must say that most of the women are handling it like a pro. They are doing it so wonderfully, but at the other hand side, if you see a different story, women are feeling self-doubt. They are in self-doubt. Instead of doing so many works, there is a feeling of negativity, there is a feeling of self-doubt that I am missing out on something. Even if work, I'm not that productive. So that feeling we have to deduct. We have to feel happy. We have to keep ourselves cheering up for the work we are doing. So wellness means to keep yourself motivating and being happy from within.
That's really good to know. And how do you balance your passion for teaching with self care?
See, teaching in itself, it is an emotionally demanding profession. We
Okay.
have to we have to give 100% daily because we are involved in teaching young minds,
Mm.
and they. If we as teachers, if we as professionals, in front of them, we are active, we are happy, the same thing we can reflect on our students. So for them, we have to be, and for ourselves as well, to give our 100%, to give our best, to be productive at work. We have to be, as I said, we have to be happy from within to be in this profession.
Mm.
And I practice daily journaling to be active throughout the day. I take small breaks because taking a break is very, very important. Even having a quiet walk will help you a lot, in an exhausted day. If you are too much tired from work, you're taking continuous sessions to
Mm.
take small break and remind yourself that you are human and
Okay.
you have to rest. So I follow by journaling. I love writing blogs a lot. I love writing my feelings and what I felt in a day, which helped me to reset, and it gives me a sense of clarity.
Okay. That's really quite well said, I guess. So, do you think women should feel guilty for taking a break in their career?
See, nowadays there are, I must say, women who feel guilty to take break, that career break, especially we say maternity break,
Mm.
where it can lead up to 5 years or 2 years or 3 years. So women, in the sense, I must say that first you have to feel what is important for you, what matters most for you, because for every person it is different. For
Mm.
some women, for some people, it will be like family, kids, they need longer time to get recharge, to get back on track. For some, it is very easy to balance both work and life, and they can return back, resume back to work in a more healthier way quickly. So it
Okay.
depends on person to person and their perspective. So the most important thing is that how you see yourself at, how you cope up with yourself and give yourself time. We don't have to feel guilty if we take a longer time, a longer break, but we have to be thankful and do gratitude journaling, that what can we do best in this work, how can we balance both in a proper way. And the best way is, even if you are at home, even if you are taking a break, you can do certifications, you can upgrade yourself professionally, so that when you go back to work,
Mm.
you will be more capable, more knowledgeable, and can prove yourself at a more better way. So the first thing I must tell to all the women out there is, do not feel guilty, because already you are doing so many things together. Even if you are at home, even if you are a homemaker, you are serving, you are caregiving, and we should be proud of yourself at every moment.
So it's, even though we are in 2025, we
Hmm.
have a lot of progressive things and all,
Yes.
but still women face a lot of career challenges comparing to men. So how you see this?
Career challenge, like, we will feel that in every step of life,
Okay.
and secondly, it depends on the workspace we work in.
Mm.
So first of all, the workplace, the employers should make a kind of workspace where women will feel safe,
Okay.
and they should give them mentorship programs so that they can upgrade themselves, they can feel emotionally seen and heard as well. So it all depends, as I said, different workplace, different policies, and as compared to men, they feel that challenge because
Okay.
many kinds of break they take due to many factors, due to societal factors as well. And most of the women today, they don't feel the need to work as well because of the upbringing, or as I said, they are getting affected negatively by self-doubting themselves. They get into self-doubt. They doubt themselves of how they will perform.
Hmm.
Even if they are capable and talented, still they doubt yourself, they doubt their own self, because they feel that there is someone judging, constantly judging us.
Okay.
So that fear of judgment is there, and it is still there in 2025.
Okay.
So we have to deal with that. We have to first train our own self
Hmm.
and develop our self-confidence by keeping positive affirmations daily. In the morning, we have to tell that affirmation daily, that I am capable of handling things, and even if I am taking the break, I'm having that pause, it is for my rejuvenation and to reset my own self.
Okay. So for women, how a workplace do you think can support, or it can be more better? So what are the steps you think that a workplace should have?
For a woman, first of all, I see that the circle of women or the circle of friends which we live in, they should be the most supportive first.
Mhm.
Because if we go in a workplace, we be in a group of people. So the group of people, I think the most biggest supporter of a woman is another woman who can uplift and encourage her. So nowadays it happens that even in friends, even in close friendship, it happens that they are seeing each other, people see each other as competitions rather than inspiration. We have to stop doing it, and if someone is doing better, we have to support them even to grow. And we have to be in that crowd who supports rather than being in a crowd who drains down your energy. So it happens a lot, and people often leave the workspace because of such group of people. So even the employers, the heads, they should motivate the women. They should keep flexible timing if a woman is facing any familial issues or personal
Okay.
issues.
Hmm.
So flexible work schedule will help them a lot. It will make a bigger impact and a
Okay.
bigger change in their life, that yes, they are in a right place to work.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I said, the female friendships
Hmm.
also is a bigger part
Okay.
in the workspace. So we have to connect with those, resonate with our vibe well, who knows that yes, we are doing better and can help us grow.
Okay. So, adding to that, I felt like growing up, I've
Yes.
never had female friends because I belong to a city where not women are having much
Exposure.
exposure to anything. So,
Mhm.
as a person, I wanted to do something in my life. I didn't had a
Mhm.
mentor or somebody who can tell me what I have to do,
Mhm.
how to channelize my energy. So
Mhm.
what I used to do, I used to have a lot of boys as a friends,
Mhm.
just to have that knowledge to grab from them.
Mhm.
Since I don't have that exposure, or I cannot go out and do, because I belong to that kind of conservative family.
Mhm.
So I used to have them as my friends to grab the knowledge which they possess, because they have all the exposure and they can go out anytime and
Mhm.
whatever they want to do. So
Mhm.
that kind of scenario is there. But after moving on to UAE, I felt like now the friends whoever I have as a
Mhm.
female friends,
Mhm.
they possess all the knowledge.
Yes.
they are going out, they are
Mhm.
mingling with people, they have
Mhm.
all the exposure, you can
Mhm.
talk intellectual conversation to them
Mhm.
and things and all. But when you turn back and see to the
Mhm.
friends who you have back home,
Mhm.
I'm not able to connect with them or have a long conversation because
Mhm.
their life and my life is totally different. So
Exactly.
whatever I am trying to tell them,
Mhm.
it's an alien thing to them. So that's the
Exactly.
difference between, like, when you don't channelize and look towards or grab constant
Mhm.
knowledge and things and
Mhm.
all, you go out of the track, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly.
Since we are women who have come out of that, breaking that challenge,
Mhm.
and we are doing something progressive in our life today, but this is not a cup of tea for everybody.
Yes.
Many of the
Exactly.
women feel stuck between the family
Hmm.
and between the career,
Hmm.
like dreams which they have, which
Hmm.
one to choose, which one to leave behind. They don't have an idea, and most of the time they feel stuck after getting married.
Hmm.
So for them, what you want to say, what
Hmm.
is the idea they have to keep it, and how they have to implement in their daily life and move from that stuck kind of a mindset.
See, first of all, women need to structure a plan. Like they have to make a to-do list, and they have to structure a plan that what is best for them,
Okay.
what is on the highest priority,
Mm.
like which work they find most interest in, not
Okay.
just to survive but to truly live in.
Mm.
So first thing, and the secondly, which I want to add is
Mm.
family structure.
Okay.
And family plays a major role in supporting, so
Mm.
having a supportive family system also
Mm.
matters, and having a supportive partner also matters a lot, because we get influenced by many factors, negatively and positively as well.
Mm.
So home is the first place to find your true potential, and to decide what you can do further in life. And for those women who are confused, first they have to see that where their interest lies in which work. If they want to start a business, if they are that capable and knowledgeable, interested in starting a business, they should go for it without
Okay.
having a second thought. They have to take that risk. If they are not taking a risk, means they are not even starting.
Okay.
So taking a risk is telling them they will learn so many things in that process. And if they are capable for to being in any profession, teaching or in medical field,
Okay.
they should work hard for it, because hard work, I must say, is the only key.
Mm.
The first step is hard work, deciding yourself where you are belonging.
Mm.
And secondly is only hard work, and telling your point to
Mm.
your partner or to your family members that yes, I have to do it, keeping your point front,
Okay.
honestly and boldly. At the same time, if you are doing if you are interested in doing some work,
Mm.
you have to feel that you have to take care of many things connected
Okay.
to you. For
Mm.
example, you are a working woman, you have a kid, you have a family back home. You have to decide that you have to take care of the family also by asking for help. Asking for help is not a shameful thing.
Mm.
Like, you can take the help of your caretakers, of your husband. You can ask them politely and create that kind of healthy talking environment at home.
Okay.
Yes, by doing this, these small things, it will affect a lot positively in your life.
It's like, since most of the female feel very they lose their balance and they feel very overwhelmed
Hmm,
because
hmm,
of the
hmm.
career and family, all the things which the family expects them to do, and at the workplace also they have to be they are expected to do a lot of things. So at the end of the day they feel like drained.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
what is the small routine tips you
Hmm,
want to
hmm, hmm.
give them which they can be able to immediately implement on their routine lifestyle,
Hmm,
and
hmm.
that can bring a lot of changes in their energy level?
Yeah. See, firstly, women don't need to think that they have to do it all.
Hmm.
Perfection comes later, but progress comes first. So
Mm.
first they have to see the progress. Even if they are doing slow progress,
Mm.
they have to focus on those small wins.
Okay.
And these small wins will motivate them to do better at workplace and at home as well.
Okay.
But if they focus only on the negative points and the negative feedback
Hmm.
from the client side or from the
Hmm.
people with whom they work, they will feel drained. they
Okay.
will not be that much productive because
Mm.
already they are stressed out and exhausted.
Mm.
So for staying energized at work, I must
Mm.
say that firstly, small breaks are important, and constantly keep reminding yourself that at least you are doing it, at least you are trying, and trying is the major part, you know. But if we are getting negatively affected by negative feedback,
Okay.
that will not help. How you can improve and learn, because
Mm.
learning is a lifelong process. So women out there, if they are feeling exhausted, they have to focus on the small wins, and as I said, progress is better than perfection.
So we are at the end of our podcast. So I want to ask one thing from you. So how you want to say to every woman
Hmm.
who feels like very apologetic for taking up as a priority as their career level, what the thing they want to apologize, they should stop apologizing.
Firstly, they have to stop apologizing. They have to stop feeling guilty of their self, because self-care comes on the top. If you yourself, you're not happy within, and you are feeling that you're not capable, what will be you able to give to others? Because as there is a quote that we cannot pour from an empty cup.
Hmm.
We have to be, satisfied with our own self, happy with our own self, contented with wherever we are, with whichever work we are doing, small or big. We have to feel that kind of interest in us to do that
Okay.
work, not just survive.
Hmm.
So to all the women who are feeling apologetic, for what are you feeling? First, you have to ask the question to
Okay.
your own self. Keeping yourself first is not selfish.
Hmm.
It is like you are taking care of yourself so
Okay.
that you can be productive, you can be giving.
Okay.
Yes.
That's perfect, I guess.
And they have to, I want to add that they have to keep on working towards their dream, no matter how big or small or step they take, but they have to maintain that consistency instead of, quitting, because quitting is
Okay.
not at all a thing which even a man or woman, anyone should do in their life. They have to focus more on their
Okay.
growth
Hmm.
and their failures as well, because failures teach you a lot in life.
That's really good. So thank you. Thank you for coming today and giving us the idea about like how you balance your lifestyle and saying all the things which every woman deserve to hear. I'm so happy you made it today.
Thank you so much once again, Shehnaz, for having me today. And it was glad to have a fruitful conversation with you today.
Thank you so much.